case you hadn't guessed, you are here at the last performance of Billy Elliot The Musical here at the Imperial Theatre on Broadway. There are, of course, too many people to thank. So I'm not going to thank everybody. I'm just going to mention, our brilliant casts, many of you are here today. Our brilliant stage management, our crew, this delightful, brilliant theatre. This is the best theatre on Broadway. It is with the greatest stars. Our guardians, our casting department, our producers. It's been an amazing ride. And I thank them all. There's just two groups I'd just really like to thank. I'd like to thank the audiences of New York for really embracing the show. And the parents of the children who often made extraordinary commitment to enabling their children to live out their dream, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. So thank you, parents. Lee.
The last thing, when I was a kid growing up in Newcastle, listening to my Elton John records and dreaming about not becoming a miner, I never expected to do was to be giving a speech on Broadway, and that speech might be about a show that's done over 1,000 performances and is about a kid in Newcastle dreaming about not becoming a miner. Is a kind of, would have been unthinkable at the time, but it's a show that wears its politics on its sleeve, that it's a show that celebrates ordinary working-class people struggling against the conservative forces that had to screw them over. I think is more extraordinary. Because funny enough, not many people, well, there were some people who didn't think that the ballet dancing son of a miner and 1980s class politics in Britain weren't going to be necessarily the ingredients for a success on Broadway. So it's quite easy to forget that it took quite an act of courage to make this show exist at all. But I think that Billy Elliot is extraordinary because it's a show that's been made with absolutely real passion. And it's not just the passion of the kids, whose lives have really been transformed by being in the show, but it's the passion of every single person who's made the show and been involved, and it's been really humbling for me. But I think the best thing about the show for me is that it stopped being my story, and it's become the story of every single person who's made the show possible. And I suppose I'd like to thank every single person for giving me this. It's been a really immense privilege to be involved with this show. I think it's a marvellous achievement for everybody involved, and I couldn't be more grateful, and I couldn't be more proud. So, goodbye Broadway.
The question arose about which of our current performing Billies would be playing the last show. And of course you can imagine this was a hugely complex decision to make, so we decided not to make it. So what you're going to see this afternoon is a show using all four of our current Joseph, Kane, Julian and Peter will be rotating the part, not necessarily scene by scene, but section by section, as will our Michaels, as will our tall boys, as will our small boys. It felt very appropriate that all four of our performing Billies should do the final walk up the aisle to whatever future lies for them, so that's what we're going to do. They will be joined in our curtain call by our three original Billies. that isn't enough, they'll be joined by 5 of our other amazing Billys who've been on this incredible journey with us. Brilliant Alex, brilliant Liam, Jacob, Giuseppe, and Jacob and Tommy. Great to have you all back. How great you are all here, and what a great time we've had. Thank you so much for being the best possible audiences and the best possible audience today we could possibly have. Have a great show. Thank you.